We are live.
Oh, I'm usually used to the countdown.
I forgot to count us down.
All right, well, there you go, folks. A little bit of a peek behind the curtain there. I'm John, that's my core and commentary Ashton. Welcome to TWitWoW in review. No Mercy currently in progress, particularly the main event. Becky Lynch versus Tiffany Stratton in Extreme Rules. I've actually been trying to keep up with the No Mercy results because they're the most recent thing. I mean, again, it's still currently happening while we're live. We know Trick Williams is the new North American champion. Congratulations to Trick. Unfortunately, though, him and Mello didn't get to do championship pictures together because Ilya Dragunov is the new NXT champion. He beat Carmelo Hayes tonight. Baron Corbin beat Braun Breaker after some interference from Robert Stone to get revenge for Von Wagner, getting his skull cracked. And let's see what else here. Obviously, with championship in progress, so we won't know that till later. The
Yeah,
family
apparently
retained
Tiffany's
the NXT.
already bleeding, though, pretty badly.
Holy shit. But yeah, the family retained the tag titles. Which is a shit. Well, like the only thing I have to say about that before we really like get into the meat and potatoes of in review, call the creeds up. They seem ridiculously over. The act has really solidified itself. I think they're ready for the main roster. I'd love to see them there. I don't really see what else they're doing here personally, and I felt that way for a while. Double for Braun Breaker, as I've been saying for literally ever. And yeah, that's all I can really think to comment on. Obviously, we got done the 5-star this morning. Congratulations again to Suzu Suzuki, who will be getting her title shot November 18th, i.e., not Dream Queendom. So that main event is still wide open, which honestly, its openness leaves me very intrigued over what the main event of that show is going to be. I
Tommy.
not getting my hopes up, brother, but you know that's what I'm always thinking about.
I'll get my hopes up.
You'll get them up high enough for the both of us then, and then when I'm ready to join you, they'll be super up, and
Hell
it'll be
yeah.
amazing. But yeah, brother, just to hand the ball over to you. I apologize for the ramble. I just wanted to recap everybody the most recent stuff.
You are one half of this commentary of this podcast. Rambling is literally your job. Do not apologize for doing it.
Absolutely, but that's the most recent stuff. How are you feeling about the most recent stuff and the stuff that we've, I guess, gotten to process? You know, Raw, Dynamite, SmackDown. I mean, you can hear the tone of my voice how I felt about it. So fuck me.
Bro, SmackDown wasn't bad. I thought SmackDown was decent, actually. I thought it was pretty fun. There was definitely some annoying, upsetting, frustrating shit on it. But for the most part, I didn't have too much of a problem with it. Raw, I never really have anything to say about. I tune out with Raw more often than not because it's the Cody Rhodes show and the Judgment Day show and the Nia Jax show now, apparently, for fuck's sakes. So, like, Raw, I really don't care about. I know that we had a pretty cool match between Bronson Reed and Otis Dozovic. Did they start calling him Otis Dozovic again, or is he still just Otis and the website I'm reading is just excessive?
I've been so out of touch. I mean, last I checked, back in my day, it was still Otis.
Yeah.
I don't know how time has
Back
passed
in
me
my
by.
day.
Exactly. Like I know wrestling's leaving me behind, and that's okay.
I know Tegan
But yeah.
Knox beat Natalia in a match that was probably like some kind of number one contendership type thing. I don't know.
Ooh.
I know that Dominic Mysterio retained the North American title against Dragon Lee because he had to hold on to it long enough to drop it tonight to Trick.
Yes.
I know that Nia Jax beat Zoe Stark because why the fuck not, I guess. Everyone's losing to Nia at this point. Drew McIntyre is very clearly in the middle of a heel turn, and we all hate it. God, yeah, I don't have anything else to say about Raw at all.
The only positive is I am tentatively, and I want to stress tentatively because Shinsuke fans have never really eaten all that well in WWE. Yes, I know the Royal Rumble. Yes, I know all the mid-card championships and stuff. But when it comes to the main event scene, it's been scraps, But he is going to be doing Last Man Standing with Seth Rollins at Fastlane, and WWE shortly after is going to be doing a show in Japan. Put the fucking title on him, for God's sakes. Like, I think Shinsuke's earned a nod just this one time, even if it's for like 3 months or whatever. But Seth is very clearly their guy, and not without reason, to be fair to Seth. He's still incredibly over. So yeah, that's the only really good thing I could say is I guess the Seth Shinsuke program is still doing good things. But
We
beyond
also
that,
cannot
yeah.
allow ourselves to forget the ample number of testicular shoryukens that we got from Nakamura.
Yes. Yes, of course. It was a happier time, a simpler time, a
It
time
was the
where
worst of
cups
times.
were
It was the
boundless.
best of times.
Absolutely. And I know we're kind of jumping around here, but like, given that this is the second week in a row where you and I are just kind of looking at each other and we're like, we're old and we hate this. We
Dude,
just
yeah.
hate mostly
We're
everything.
literally just
Like,
sitting here like, y'all really want us to talk about shit like that? Like, why?
I personally am over it. I'm currently dying inside. We should do a live stream of my insides dying. That'd be great. But talk about SmackDown to just
Which
oscillate very
organs
wildly.
specifically are dying the fastest?
The heart mainly, because I'm losing my
Oh.
ability to feel
Oh.
anything for most of this fucking garbage.
Oh.
But yeah, SmackDown. I don't like repeating myself. I love the sound of my voice. It's amazing and rich.
So,
But I
oh
don't
my
like
god, that's something you have in common with all of the rest of us because so do we.
that is so appreciated, you sweetheart. No, look, you go think happy thoughts in the corner because I need to rant for a second here.
Wait,
I
you have
don't
a rant about SmackDown?
well, just not even really a rant, but just like a reminder, a very peeved, perturbed reminder. Jimmy Uso.
Oh.
I told you this last week. You're a fucking twin. Mind your fucking what the fuck is this? Where he's just like acting all hard, like, oh yeah, we're the bloodline, we the what? Put your
The
goddamn finger down.
bloodline is in your city.
Put the fucking finger down, you goddamn clown. All right?
And then they
And
beat
like,
down Ashanti the Adonis because clearly, if he would have been the one to tag with John Cena, you would have been in real trouble. And they're like,
yeah.
he won't be teaming with John Cena now.
Yeah, dude, that laugh. Why I chuckled is that's the laugh of Jimmy's inner monologue. That's just like he's just so self-satisfied with himself that he's like, man,
It's so
I am fucking.
unnecessary. You like it's like
Well,
it would be like if they went up to beat the shit out of like Ricochet. It's like who cares? It's me.
he's
Like
bald.
he's even lower on the card than Ricochet. I love Ashanti the Adonis, but like he's done nothing. He's like
Yeah,
he, he I think he's a great talent, but like Top Dollar got more attention than him because he couldn't get over anything.
I'm glad you cut in because I'm not really done with Jimmy yet because like I'm just so sick of them trying to make him happen as a singles guy. And I realize I owe some apologies to Jay, not for the abuse that he sustained for our tribal chief. I'm still very much a Roman Reigns simp, and let's be honest, Jay, it made you better. You don't see it now, but you'll see it a few years from now, and that's okay.
God.
Jimmy, though, Jesus Christ, what are you doing, sir? What are you doing? I don't understand it. Like, I cackled twice in the span of 24 hours. The first cackle was when he got like tried to act all hard with a backstage hand, and he's like, "Oh, did you see what happened out there?" And he shoved him against a wall. And then Heyman was just like, "Relax, relax." The backstage guy, and he gets his phone out and he calls Roman. Paul, rein him in. Why are you bothering our tribal chief with this? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm looking forward to it. Like, that there is an ember of my sadism for this product that still lives because I am licking my fucking chops at Roman Reigns just beating the ever-loving fuck out of Jimmy Uso so hard that him and Jay become fraternal twins because nobody will be able to recognize fucking Jimmy ever again after this. But then the slap from Mia Yim when he's like bragging about, oh, we took out checks notes, Carl Anderson. Wow. What a hard ass. Like,
Well,
I
Carl
hate
Anderson
him.
was the one that attacked them to open the show. So,
Well, maybe he should learn that he's good at being bald and end of list. Okay.
yes. Dude,
So
I was like, what's the opposite of marking out? Because, like, I feel like I need a word to describe when I have the reaction of like, "What the fuck are you doing? Why are you punching so far above your weight?" Because that's like the same reaction, like my Dana, like that kind of
Yeah.
reaction. Because that's how I was feeling with Carl. Like, Carl, doing?
You could now to be fair, because I still want to strive to do that on here, even though it's really hard to give a fuck about most things pro wrestling anymore. Which shows you how much I love Stardom because even though it emotionally abused me in kayfabe, Suzu and Micah fucking ate last night, and I'm proud of them. And I watched that finish of Suzu, that corkscrew moonsault, like at least 10 times. It's fucking gorgeous. But, so you could make the argument, well, John, aren't you just getting worked by Jimmy? And that's probably true to a degree. If we're just being sensible adults, I could concede that. However, there's just something painfully awkward about it where I want to see him get abused. And I know that speaks to a deep psychological disturbance on my part. But two important things here. One, I really don't care. And two, he has it coming. So, in a way, not only do I not care, I also double down that I'm in the right, which I think is the more important thing here between the 2 points. Um, LA Knight is the tag partner. Just okay, Becky retained. That's good at least. I honestly thought Tiffany might regain, but yeah, okay. Yeah, Becky just won it, so it makes sense. Um he is super over. Although, can we even say that or is the catchphrase just over? Cuz like I don't know, man. I don't really know the difference anymore. Cuz people have theme songs that people like to sing and catchphrases they like to say, but is that separate from the person uttering them or the person coming out to said theme? I would
Dude,
argue
let me just put it
yes.
this way: it feels a hell of a lot more like 2012 Zack Ryder than it feels like 2014 Daniel Bryan.
Well, there you go. Uh, but John Cena, who my God, he is really trying to battle that hairline as best he can. Although I think he's found a good place with it right now. He's just so happy. He did the catchphrase in a tweet. Um, Super Blue, respectfully, because I do like you. Underneath all just the bewilderment, we have radically different definitions of great, which isn't to say either one of ours is right and or wrong, respectively. It's just yeah, different. Or should I say, yeah, different. Fuck LA Knight. So yeah, he's tagging with Cena against the Bloodline. And you know what's funny? Even though I could not give a single fuck about LA Knight, I respect that John Cena is still wanting to, do work, and maybe that's because of the writer's strike. But
Well,
honestly, who
he
gives a
did the
shit?
same thing with Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder got involved in Cena storylines all the time when he was doing his internet champion shtick.
Well, let's hope it goes better for LA Knight because I remember Ryder getting a little too involved in Cena's business. Ended up with him being thrown from a wheelchair off the stage by Demon Kane. God,
Yeah,
I
and then it
never.
also ended up with him having a WrestleMania moment where his team lost because his girlfriend betrayed him by low blowing him.
R-Truth's face when that happened is seared into my fucking brain.
Oh, I gotta see that. I don't remember it at
that was
all.
he was like, "What the hell?" It was amazing. Oh God, fuck Zack Ryder too. Oh my God, yeah, Matt Carbonara, man, fucking Maki Ito owns your ass. But yeah, what were we talking? Oh yeah, so even though I don't give a fuck about LA Knight and I'm rooting for his failure just in everything because it is nice of Cena to bequeath his stick so that it can now go up LA Knight's ass and he can carry that legacy. Um, I'm really just hoping Solo thumbs Jimmy's throat and just leaves him wheezing and gagging and gasping and just realizing what happened, what went wrong. You did. Literally fucking you did. So yeah, that's my thought on the SmackDown scene at the moment without Roman Reigns. And yeah, I'm desperately missing our tribal chief, and I'm really looking for him to rein Jimmy Uso in because I think I've had enough. I think I'm good. Um, so what are your thoughts on SmackDown and the SmackDown landscape? Oh, and Io's still champion, which is really nice. But Bailey, why are you getting her in situations she didn't ask to be in?
Dude,
Get your shit together.
did you actually see the promo that Bailey cut after losing to Charlotte due to a fucking single spear, by the way, which is just disgusting to me?
Oh my God. No, I did not see it, good sir.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, just to reestablish, Bailey got pinned by Charlotte after a single fucking spear and then proceeded to get on the microphone and say, "Oh yeah, Oh, actually, no. Yeah, she was like, "Oh, we're gonna make sure that you don't make it to that championship match." And then they surrounded the ring like they were gonna attack her, and then Asuka came out to defend her. And then Asuka got on the mic, spoke in Japanese, and Baby was like, "Oh, you want to make it a triple threat between you, Charlotte, and Io for the championship? You're on." And then Io looked at her and goes, "That is not what she said."
Yeah.
So fucking adorable.
Poor Io, man.
Or I think she might have said, like, she did not just say that. So it was something along those lines. It was just so cute and innocent and naive, and I just love Io so much. Oh my god, she's adorable.
But it's still a mystery what Asuka said. Did she tell Io that Kairi's coming? Ooh, is it a shared secret
I'm pretty
between
sure
the
we
two of
would
them?
have heard Kairi come out of Asuka's mouth if she mentioned her name.
Is there any way to conceal pirate princess in Japanese?
No, because both of those words, I'm pretty sure, are just said in English with Japanese accents when you say them in Japanese.
Well, guess what? We can now add languages to the list of things that can matana my asshole. Yeah, I did Japanese too. Yeah, way to go. But anyway, yeah, I hope Io
list of
retains.
things that can see your asshole later. That's great.
Yeah. Wow, that tone.
Anyway, so yeah, that was great. I really just really hate Charlotte with my entire being. I really feel like the entire industry is better when she's not a part of it. So maybe WWE should offer her a storyline that is involving something that doesn't have the title to do with it, so that she can go on another vacation because we don't want her.
I think you walk the line perfectly of saying something so visceral, so matter of factly, and yet still conveying that you're so tired. Like you're just like, when is she
No,
gonna
the
leave
WWE
already?
writing room just needs to be like, "Hey, Charlotte, we've got this great storyline for you," and then she's like, "Oh, is it one where I win the championship?" And they're just like, "No, no, no. We have something completely different for you." And she's just like, "Oh, okay. See you in 6 months."
Yeah, exactly.
And they'll be like, "Okay, bye, Felicia."
God, I wish they would say bye to her permanently.
I know it would be so nice, but anyway, so we got the Grayson Waller effect with Bobby Lashley on SmackDown. I literally paid no attention to it. We got Austin Theory versus Cameron Grimes. Theory won because of a distraction from Waller to Grimes. But Grimes looked great in this match. He sold his ass off, made Theory look like $1,000,000. We got Santos challenging Rey Mysterio for the U.S. title, and of course he failed because we can't have nice things.
No, no, we're meant to suffer.
And then, yeah, the only other things that happened were the Charlotte Bayley match and the Cena LA Knight Bloodline segment to close the show. So that was SmackDown. That's it.
So, yeah, no other wrestling happened. So did you want? No, I know we can't skip it. Let's talk about AEW.
Do we have to?
I mean, if you're asking, the answer is no. So did you do any extracurricular this week?
Wrestle Dream is tomorrow. You want to preview and predict it?
Sure.
You sound so dead inside.
Well, I did say, it's happening in there.
It's a 14 match card.
That's really ridiculous.
But it's an Antonio Inoki tribute show, John.
Wow. That changes everything. Not really. Nobody get excited.
Okay.
So what's the first match on the card?
There are 4 pre-show matches. One of them actually gets me out of bed, and it was one that Curtis actually brought up in Discord tonight in the call. I'm going to save that one for last, though. So the other 3 pre-show matches, we've got a Trios Championship match that actually looks kind of interesting, but not really. The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn are the champions, so they're defending against TMDK, Shane Haste, Mikey Nichols, and unfortunately, the thing that ruins it, Bad Dude Tito.
I guess go Shane Haste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have 2 other singles matches. Josh Barnett is on this show against Claudio Castagnoli.
Go Claudio. I don't really have a problem with Josh Barnett, but yeah.
And then we're getting Luchasaurus versus Nick Wayne.
fucking waste of Luchasaurus. Remember when Luchasaurus debuted in Lucha Underground and I freaked the fuck out because I really thought this dude was
Libra.
gonna be something huge in the business. I was like, oh my god, this is the
Yeah.
second coming of like late
Kane.
'90s Kane. Yeah,
Undersnaker.
yeah, and just wow, wow. Like it has not been a good time for big men because Brian Cage now Luchasaurus. It's like these guys could have done so much more, and I feel like their careers will go by, and people will be like, "Why didn't you accomplish more?" And they'll just be like, "I don't know." Yeah, it's really bewildering. But yeah, fuck Nick Wayne. Thank goodness for Christian telling him the hard truths he needs to hear, mainly that his dad is dead. And I'm rooting for Luchasaurus.
I am also rooting for Luchasaurus, but we know who Tony Khan is, so Nick Wayne's probably winning that.
Fair enough. Next.
Our sort of pre-show main event, at least as far as I'm concerned, we've got a 4-on-4 tag team match, and it is a mixed tag team match. We have got Diamante, Mercedes Martinez, Shane Taylor, and Lee Moriarty versus Billy Starks, Athena, Satoshi Kojima, and Keith Lee.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
Right? What the hell? Where'd that come from?
Rooting for Team Athena, but hope that Lee Moriarty gets to show out on his team. Dude's fantastic.
Low key, you could trim the fat here and have an incredible 2-on-2 mixed tag match. Give me Mercedes and Lee versus Keith and Athena, and oh my god, that match would slap so fucking hard.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
All right, now we get
Yeah.
to the main card. We have got. Let's just talk about this stuff that doesn't really matter. Ricky Starks versus Wheeler Yuta.
Uh, I'm gonna go with Yuta winning that. Actually, no, I'll go with Ricky Starks winning that one.
Jericho, Omega, and Ibushi versus Takeshita, Guevara, and Osprey.
I think Takeshita, Guevara, and Osprey just to solidify or just to legitimize Guevara's choice in turning heel and joining Don Callis' family. So
Yeah. God, I don't even know how to describe this. Apparently, we're getting a 2-on-1 handicap match for the ROH World Tag Team Championship. MJF by himself because Adam Cole is injured, defending against the Righteous, Vincent and Dutch.
I think MJF's gonna find a way to pull it off. So I'm gonna go with MJF to retain because here's the thing, Tony Khan, and we've kind of seen this with past champions. I think for one, he does play favorites for sure, but I think because he knows it's one of the hotter stories he's got going, he doesn't want them to give up the ROH tag titles in this way. I think he wants it to be more narratively meaningful. So I think he's gonna find a way to keep the titles on them as long as possible until Cole comes back to properly defend them. So MJF to retain by himself.
Okay, let's. God, what do we even talk about next? I guess we can do the two really cool singles matches that don't have any titles involved next. Danielson ZSJ.
That's going to be a lot of fun. I actually did watch Zach's promo in the Discord that you posted, and I
Oh, it
agree with you. It
was
was
so
great.
good, right? I love him. He's really good.
Zach's been in a really good place the last year or two of his career. I really
Yeah.
would have liked him to win the G1. He
He is
didn't, but
in his
Naito did. Yeah,
groove, man.
for sure. I think he's winning this. I think that because Danielson's even gone out and said that he thinks ZSJ is the best technical wrestler going right now, and I think he wants to put the stamp proper on it. So I'm going to say ZSJ wins.
I have a weird gut feeling Danielson wins because it would help to justify him getting a rematch against Okada.
Interesting. Well, we'll see, man.
So, the other one is Hangman versus Swerve.
This is going to be good. I've been meaning to watch their stuff, and I'm disappointed in myself that I haven't. I'm rooting for Swerve, though. I think he could use a big win like this to really put him on the map. Hangman being one of the originals, I think he can take this loss. I don't think it's that hard to build a guy like Hangman back up. So I'm personally rooting for Swerve. As far as predictions, I haven't watched, so I really can't say with any authority. But as far as predictions, I will go Hangman just because I feel like AW is a bit more conservative in their booking. So
Yeah. Unfortunately, Swerve is just a little too dark skinned and a little too interesting for Tony Khan to have him win matches too consistently.
yeah. Oh man. Next.
Let's see. Eddie Kingston is defending both the ROH World Championship and the New Japan Strong Heavyweight Championship against Katsuyori Shibata.
This should be a great hoss fight of a match. Should see a lot of really stiff and intense strikes and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna go with Kingston to win though. He just got the ROH title. No way that they're gonna hotshot it to Shibata. Although Shibata is king, so if he were to win, I would not have any complaints at all. But I'm gonna formally predict Eddie Kingston.
Yeah. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Shibata won here, but yeah, it would be a little weird for them to have Eddie beat Claudio. What was that, like 2.5 weeks ago or a week and a half ago, even, just to have him drop it this quickly? So we'll see. Um, what is next? I guess the only two matches that are left. No, there's actually okay. So let's do the number one contendership match. This is a four-way tag team match for a future AEW World Tag Team Championship match. We've got the Young Bucks versus the Gun Club versus the Lucha Brothers versus Orange Cassidy and Hook.
Okay. So wait, Orange Cassidy and Hook are on the same team?
Yeah.
Just to clarify, because I kind of spaced out there for a second, admittedly, so I just want to make sure. Yeah, I'll just go with Orange Cassidy and Hook.
Yep. That's who I'm picking too. It's really fucked up and weird, but it's probably happening.
Yep. So
Then we get the actual
yeah,
AEW World Tag Title match, FTR defending against Aussie Open.
I'm so over FTR, and I actually still kind of like Aussie Open from what I saw of them most recently. So go Aussie Open.
And finally, oh wait, actually, there's another match here: Chris Statlander against Julia Hart for the TBS title.
This actually does kind of get me out of bed too. I've told you I like Julia Hart, and I've known for a while I like Statlander. I personally think Julia Hart wins here. I think it'd be cool for the female member of the House of Black to have a championship, you know, because I think for so long she's been kind of a valet for them while they're the trios champs.
Yeah,
So it'd be cool to give her some time to shine. So let's go Julia Hart. I think she's gonna win this.
interesting. From what I understand, Statlander on Collision tonight referred to herself as the defeater of the undefeated
Oh well,
because she
isn't
beat
that a
Jade,
paradox?
and now
Oh, okay.
she's going to be facing another undefeated competitor in Julia.
Man, I'm excited for Jade. She's already making a big splash in WWE, and she's probably gonna make a hell of a lot more money too. So congratulations, Queen.
We'll see.
Good job.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
And the only thing that's left is Christian Cage versus Darby Allin for the TNT Championship. 2 out of 3 falls.
God, I want Christian to beat Fuck Darby Allin so fucking hard. I fucking hate this dude so much. Is his father dead?
I don't think so. No, I don't even know if he knows his dad. I have no clue, dude. Honestly, I don't know enough about Darby other than that he's a fucking poser, wannabe piece
God,
of shit.
I really want to be a piece of shit right now, so I'll give myself just a little taste. If I was his father, I wouldn't want to know Darby Allin. God, I'd be scarce of my fucking son's life.
But
Jesus
no, but see,
Christ.
if you were Darby Allin's father, Darby Allin wouldn't be such a piece of shit because you would have raised him.
That's true. I mean, God, if I was hearing reports of like, wait, my son does what with hot sauce? Like, no, get the fuck out of
To
here.
try and impress girls.
Wow. What a wow. God, fuck you,
What a
Darby.
try hard.
Yeah, you know, this is gonna be the most boomer I've probably sounded like in our over 12-year history, but Eddie Kingston did an interview recently, and he's like, I think we're going backwards because you know everybody knows everything now, and this and that was pretty much the same like Jim Cornette talking points you'd hear. And he says, I do think though that fans want to just get lost again. And I agree. And you know, guys like Christian help me do that because he's so fucking good. I don't think about like, oh, he botched this line or this and that. It's just like, no, I just enjoy the presence that is Christian. And yeah, he's amazing. And I think he's a consummate pro. And I think he's one of the last really good ones of a bygone generation. And I'm really happy for him, the run that he's been having. I know there's been rampant speculation about Adam Copeland, aka Edge, and where he's going to go. If Edge would come and spear Darby Allin in two and help Christian, and then they could mock people's dead fathers together, I mean, I'm pitching a whole tent to take this whole goddamn community camping. I mean, so yeah, one final reprise. Fuck Darby Allin. You're a worthless piece of shit. Wrestling's better without you in it. Thank you, Christian. You're my surrogate father, and I feel safe because unlike other fathers, you don't croak. And I really hope you retain the TNT championship. So yeah, let's go, Christian. And that is going to be my formal prediction because I will never give Darby Allin any credit. And if I do, I'll probably hate myself afterwards. Fuck Darby Allin. Any final thoughts on this main event?
Did you see my thread that I posted earlier about this match being the main event of this show in this town, etc., etc.?
Okay, so here's the thing. I didn't click your threads formally, but I saw your breakdown of it in the Discord specifically. So
Right.
I saw that conversation.
Yeah.
And yeah, fuck Tony Khan too, you know?
Yeah. Fuck Tony Khan especially.
Yeah. Fucking tweaking ass. God. But you know what, bro? Since we previewed their big show, normally when we preview predictions, we don't really talk about other shows with WWE,
Now
so I guess
you
the same rule
know
applies
why I
here.
wanted us to do it.
You fucking genius. I am so fucking erect. Did you?
Talk it down, brother. Talk it down.
No, I think it's just gonna keep going up, like our stock.
Oh my
But
god.
yeah, so did you do any extracurricular this week?
No, who does that?
No, I didn't either. Fuck this industry. So I guess now we can open the floor up to Q&A. All right.
What
Any
does that
questions?
stand
Anybody?
for?
Question and answer. Only about this week in the world of wrestling, though. Don't get cute.
Whoa.
Be like, what did you think about All Japan in 1998? I don't know. Ask us again in December, where it belongs. Christ.
You just know if Abel hears this, that's going to be a question of his in December.
And it's okay because I love him because he's perfect. He's earned the fucking right. What did he say? What did he say?
Super Blue said Swerve is winning because he's in his hometown, except he's not in his hometown. He's in his home state. There's a difference.
There is a difference, and we would all be better.
And also,
to learn
he's
it.
a heel, so I don't think the rule applies to heels, does it?
I don't think so. It'd be hilarious if it did, though.
Pastor Sales said, since Bronson Reed beat Otis, do you think Gunther will defend his IC title against him and Ciampa?
Probably, and it's probably for the best. It's probably for the best because, you know, Gable being such a pure white meat babyface should go on a bit more of a chase. And, you know, Bronson Reed, I gotta say, like, I know I've had my criticisms of him in the past, which I actually will walk back. Even I'm capable of being wrong every now and again. I say, as I've also said simultaneously, that it's a trope that I'm constantly always wrong on here. But yeah, it's good for Bronson to do stuff. It makes Gunther, you know, more compelling if he is able to overcome odds that are that gargantuan. And I mean, fuck Ciampa as well. I just want to get that in there.
Yay.
So, yeah, that all sounds. You really popped me with that. It all really sounds good to me.
I'm sorry.
No, it was better that you did. Nothing in this week in the world of wrestling really popped me, except Suzu kind of did. Suzu's adorable, and she deserves nice things. So, although I do feel sad for Kirby. If he needs any more hugs, I'll be happy to give them to him. Wait, are we booing his sadness specifically?
No,
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, we're booing the sadness of Kirby.
There you go. That's nice. All right. Any other questions, people?
Javaris did say that he does appreciate that you and I tried to stop him from getting spoiled.
Yeah, Javaris, we honestly didn't know because you know what my thought was. I'm like, he's probably watching it with Asian company because you've said you've done that before. But then you were online, so we assumed you were awake or something. So yeah, it was a whole convoluted thing. But
yeah,
I'm
I
happy
told
you're
him
still
about
happy
it
though.
in the call tonight during college football.
Yeah, bro. If you haven't seen the full match though, you should still go back and watch it. It's great. It's probably one of the best matches Mike has ever had, and I would still say a really great Suzu match. And I know she's already had really stellar ones. I think this belongs in that collection.
Yes.
Um,
Pastor Sales
so,
question. Oh wait, you weren't ready to move on yet, were you?
No, I was. I was about to transition. So to get back
Pastor
to
Sales question:
Sales.
do you think Priest will cash in after the Last Man Standing match?
If he was smart, yes.
I'm not allowed to predict this because I've said yes so many times that my answer is irrelevant.
Wow, don't be a me right now. I'll be me enough for both of us because see, even though I'm always wrong, I know one day I'll be right, and so I'm gonna keep trying. Yes, he's gonna cash in.
But that's the thing though, is when you say yes, starting too early and you keep doing it, eventually you will get it right, but it will be literally meaningless when you get it right because you got it wrong so many times.
Well, see, meaninglessness is an arbitration, and so I know to somebody that I will still gain meaning, and that's all that matters.
See, but then you could just say yes starting from infinity.
Fuck yeah, that's a great idea. All right. Super Blue. Oh my God, Super Blue. You know the answer to this, I think, or at least you should. Will you watch LAC Nation main event Fastlane? I can't speak for Ashton. I was hoping not, honestly. I like Cena, but fuck LA Knight and fuck Jimmy Uso's character right now.
Well, here's the thing. Will we watch it? My mom's going to want to watch it, so it's going to be on my TV. Will we react to it? Absolutely not.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I hear
I was
elation in your voice.
I got a hitch in my throat when you started, and I'm like, oh man, I've got to muster up the pride in him for finally turning heel, but I wasn't ready for it.
Well, here's
And I
the
was,
thing. Maybe we could just no.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not happening, Super Blue.
What is the answer to stopping this Tam red belt run? Oh, Tommy!
You keep saying that, and I want to believe so bad because I love her so much. Like, God damn it, Utami, my queen, we need you. And hopefully Suzu just wins on November 18th, but honestly, I don't think Tam's dropping it until Dream Queendom, which is why I was kind of disappointed when Suzu wasn't getting her title shot then. But we'll have to see. Maybe we just need to keep the faith. Maybe Suzu can just pull this off. I mean, Javaris is rich. He's probably going to put all of his net worth on this.
Don't you
But are you
think
willing to...
the last man standing match will main event? Yeah, it'll probably main event. And?
No, I think, well, maybe Caster's just kind of having a side conversation with Super Blue, because remember, part of Super Blue's question is, will you watch LAC Nation main event Fastlane?
Oh, wait, no, yeah, actually, I retract my it'll probably main event because no, yeah, absolutely, Cena and LA Knight versus Solo and Jimmy is main eventing that show in my mind.
Oh my God, dude. So I know this is completely meaningless. See, this is meaningless, but I have to say this. Javaris just responded that he's got the whole net worth, the entire tax bracket behind Suzu, which means something. Now, keep in mind, you know this because it's really become a trope in our
Oh
Discord.
boy.
Javaris blames Tam for everything, right?
Oh
The
god.
biggest thing he could ever blame her for is going broke. Tam is going to make Javaris poor, and he's going to hate her forever after this.
He's going to hate her
Holy
forever.
shit.
Holy, I mean, he already hates her so much. How much worse could it possibly get?
Javaris, at least hang on to $5 so you're not totally broke.
No. At least hang on to $1 billion so that at least
Yeah.
if you lose, or I should say when you lose, you're still a billionaire.
Dude, your hatred for Tam will know no comeback after this if you do this. I'm trying to tell you as a friend, homie. You need to fucking relax. Tom just said, please win, Tam. Jesus Christ. And then he
Wow,
retracted the
Tom,
message.
that is twisted, man. Jesus. We all know that you don't even want Tam to win, so this is literally just you actively rooting against Javaris as well.
Super Blue, can I record? Oh, actually, no. Before we get to that painful question, Dom saying, "Are you willing to forgive Momo for the chair incident with QQ 2 years ago?" No. Fuck that insensitive feelings hurt her. I'm not gonna speak for Ashton though. He might be able to forgive her. I know he really respects Momo a lot.
Why is Dominique trying to get us to forgive Momo the feelings hurter?
I think he wants us to join Oedo Tai, bro. I mean, I didn't want to say anything, but like, you know how into that faction he is.
I keep forgetting that he's an Oedo Tai supporter.
Yeah. And then Super Blue asks, "Can I request you watch LAC Nation if it main events?" I mean, it's your money, and we can't stop you, and we have the Patreon for a reason. So I guess if you requested it and used up your funds, we would have to. But just know that, like Bob Belcher, that's right, they're the Belchers in Bob's Burgers. I'm just gonna complain the whole time. No, I would put my best foot forward.
No,
Internally, I would complain the whole time.
Absolutely not. No. If he knowingly requests something that we won't like, that he knows we won't like, we have every right in the world to fulfill the request by going live and reacting to it. But he does not control our content. He does not get to control how we react to said request. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
Man, you've really achieved peak leftist, my friend. Let poor wages mean poor work. Excellent. Super Blue back on his serious questions, although I'm guessing that above was a serious question. How do you feel about the results of NXT No Mercy? Happy for Trick. I've never hated Ilya, so I guess I'm fine with him so long as Carmelo gets called the fuck up. And I guess, yeah, giving it back to Tiffany would have been a horrible call. Becky could put somebody else over. I'm actually kind of seriously looking at Lyra Valkyria at this point to be the person to beat Becky, but we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, overall, I think the results were harmless. I'm not really angry or perturbed. They're just, yeah. Oh, and yeah, I already said congratulations, Trick Williams. So I don't know what Dominic Mysterio is going to do from here, but yeah, I guess it was fine. What about you, Ashton? You have anything, any feelings?
Happy for Trick. Actually, kind of excited to see the fallout of Dom losing the North American title with Rhea coming back whenever that happens, because I feel like he's gonna be like full bitch boy, like, Rhea, why weren't you there to help me retain? And she's gonna be like, oh gee, Dom, where were you when I was getting my ass beat by Nia Jax? And they're gonna get into a fight, and maybe like, I don't know if they'll split up, but like definitely like some kind of tension going on there. Other than that, though, I mean, I don't really care too much about Becky retaining. I do feel like it was the right choice. Fuck Tiffany Stratton, she's Garbo. But most of all, fuck Ilya Dragunov. Why do they keep trying to make this dude a thing? Holy shit, he sucks.
Do we know if he's an anti-draw like Corbin? Because he does seem over, at least from live crowd response.
I don't have any numbers on him. The only number that matters to me is 5'8", which is his height.
Jesus.
He's a tiny little fucking dweeb who's a try-hard, geek-ass motherfucker who can't talk.
God damn. Is this bully Ashton? This is
Maybe.
amazing.
I'm not even saying this to be a bully. I just don't get the appeal. He's literally, like, he's smaller than Daniel Bryan with a tenth of the charisma.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm not really as nearly as bothered by him as I know you are. Or I guess I should say the dislike for me isn't nearly as strong as yours is. But I just feel bad for Carmelo, man. Again, that's why I just want him to be called up, because like they're probably going to do one more match between the two. Ilya will probably win decisively, I'm guessing, or something. And then yeah, hopefully he would just go to the main roster.
You still there?
Yeah, did you not hear anything I just said?
I heard everything you just said, but then you just kind of stopped, and then I was.
Oh no, yeah, because I wanted to give you room to talk, because I know
I have
sometimes
nothing to
don't
add.
really.
I'm just annoyed that Ilya. Like, I was literally talking to Javaris while college football was on, and we found out that Ilya won. I don't know who is a worse NXT champion between Ilya and Dolph Ziggler, and I think it might be Ilya in my mind, honestly.
Damn. That's heavy, man.
Because that's me trying to debate who in my mind is the worst NXT champion of all time, like the worst NXT World Heavyweight Champion of all time, and like Ziggles was the one up until now, but now I think Ilya has taken that spot.
Ziggles. That nickname will always make me pop. All right, let's get back to questions. Let's see here, because I think
there
we've
more?
gotten. There were more, yeah, since we've been talking
Will
about this.
Mina and Club Venus ever get a fair shot in Stardom? Listen. I want to take this because I know, John, that you're probably going to take this the opposite direction, and I want to be optimistic before we take it the other direction. Mina is now, because of Club Venus, a former Wonder of Stardom champion and a former Goddesses of Stardom champion. Mina, with Club Venus, has been very successful. She also led Mariah May, a Gaijin who don't often win championships in Stardom, to a really fun Goddesses of Stardom championship run. They were an awesome tag team, and now we're just going to have to find some new Gaijin to take the place until Mariah comes back, hopefully next year, maybe sooner. I don't know. I have my doubts. We'll see. And yeah, Club Venus is going to be fine. Listen, I want Mina to be the red belt champion as much as the next guy, but we've also got to remember that she's like 36 years old and doesn't have the legacy in Stardom that Tamantha has. So we need to remember to kind of keep our sights set on realistic goals. And I think that Mina's going to be just fine. Maybe she'll get another Wonder of Stardom title reign before she retires. We'll see. regardless, now, John, I'm going to pass the baton over to you.
No, I'm not really gonna rant. I think I mean, I disagree with you fundamentally about that we're just gonna be fine because both those reigns were short, and it's kind of a disgrace when I think she's one of the best promos and one of the best in-ring workers that you can't even just give her a decent run with one or two memorable feuds. But I mean, ultimately, I think everything else you said, I mean, I can't really argue with the facts. Everything you said happened, and she's helped Mariah become a better wrestler. I just don't think Mina's ever gonna get the due that I think she deserves. And there's a big difference there between getting the due that I think she deserves and just doing well in general. Is she doing well in general? Yeah, she's employed. She's on practically every Stardom show. She's former champion. But do I think she's really gotten the nod that she's earned through her hard work, her dedication, her crafting this whole persona and everything else? No. No, and I don't think she ever will. So that's just going to be me being succinct rather than just a big tangent that nobody needs so that we can keep answering questions. Cash Sales wanted clarification. Dragon Lee was called up. No, I don't believe he
Well, he is getting a
was.
lot of main roster matches lately.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. He definitely deserves it. I mean, Dragon Lee's a fucking dynamo in there. He's very entertaining in the
Yeah, because he
ring.
challenged Dom
So
for the North American title on Raw recently, and I think he's scheduled for another Raw match this coming week, I want to say.
interesting, interesting.
And I think he was actually at SmackDown in the crowd on SmackDown last night. Because I think he tried jumping the barricade to help defend the LWO when the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley attacked.
Interesting. Which, by the way, I am glad that those guys ironed out their differences, in storyline, and that they're going to try this again because I really want to get behind that trio. Um, but yeah, any other. First of all, let me just recanvass the chat and see if there have been any new questions since then. Um, yeah, no, just comments on stuff, AEW and like all that
Super
stuff,
Blue
which we've
did
already.
say, how do you feel about Edge or Kyle O'Reilly possibly framing MJF for jumping Jay White on Wednesday?
Kyle O'Reilly would make far more sense than Edge. I don't know how Edge fits into that equation at all, personally. Kyle O'Reilly, I've
Yeah,
been
I
missing
actually
him.
wanted to ask you about Edge. How do you think that Edge is going to show up on Wrestle Dream tomorrow? He's free and clear contract wise to be able to if he wants to.
I'm gonna tentatively say no, but I'm just gonna say right now, oh my God, Abel's here. Love you, Abel. But I'm just gonna say right now that it wouldn't surprise me if he showed up. I'm just gonna tentatively say no.
Okay.
Do you think he's showing up?
I do, yeah. I think he's going to show up for the main event, like Darby and Christian. I just don't know what
Right.
he's going to do.
Okay. Okay. All right. Any other questions, guys? Or since Abel's here in time, should we just get to his favorite segment and our final segment, high spots and low shots?
Dominique seems to think that they're going to have Carmelo Hayes turn on Trick.
Yeah, he was talking about like the end of No Mercy. Did they cut to Mello and Trick for something after Becky retained, or like?
Mm.
Yeah, I need some context there. But in the meantime, I'm not seeing any questions, so going once, going twice,
And says hold.
and going three times, and yeah, gate is closed. So let us get into high spots and low shots. Um, yeah, I'm gonna say that my low shot. You know what? Since we can do whatever we want so long as it's within the bounds of this week in the world of wrestling, I'm gonna say my low shot's not Scotora. It has been a rough time for you, and you had such an easy path to go to a five-star final, and you dominated the first half, and then you fumbled hard in the second half, and the cherry on top was Hazuki denying you your goal, just the same way you denied it of her last year. And honestly, the shot in Freuda has never been fucking sweeter.
Hell
So,
yeah.
Natsuko is my low shot.
I love that. And we're all going to hate this. My low shot is Santos.
I want you to know that we're going to get through this. And I
I
want you to know that
really hope you're
he's
right. I'm really struggling with this one.
And I want you to know also that he's still handsome. So in a way, we're still winning, but he deserves some goddamn hardware, and hopefully he gets it soon. Um, High spot for me. God, do I take the low hanging fruit? No, I kind of don't want to. What do I want to do? What do I want to do?
I'll happily
God.
take the low hanging fruit if you don't want it.
Oh yeah, you can definitely have it. I think you've honestly, given who I was thinking about picking, and I'm thinking you're gonna go with them. I'm assuming anyway. I know you've always had a better eye for them and were supporting them earlier than I was. So yeah, I'll give you that low hanging fruit. For me, you know what? I'm gonna give my high spot to. I'll give it to Trick Williams. Fuck it.
Hell
He
yeah, that's
finally
a
got
good
it.
call.
He finally got a singles title. I think he earned it because even in his very early days, you could tell that there was always something there with Trick in terms of the talent. And yeah, like now he's finally gotten his nod. He's gotten vindicated, and I'm really happy for the fucking dude. And if he's getting ready to do a really emotional or intense feud with Mello, that could be interesting. I don't know if it could reach Gargano Champa portions of Epic by NXT standards, but you know what? Maybe it can. Like I'm keeping an open mind to all this. I'll
Hmm.
put it that way. So yeah, that's my high spot. Who's your high spot?
Suzuki.
And there it is.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's pretty easy. She won the 5-star Grand Prix. She actually really her high spot is derived from one singular day because on one show she won the pre-show battle royal and then won the fucking 5-star in the same day. Like
I actually forgot about that. Yeah,
yeah,
second win. I know we talked about it last night, but I had already forgotten about it.
yeah.
That
What a
dude,
day
that's still
she
fucking
had,
insane
right?
to me.
Like goddamn.
Dude, and what's even crazier is when you put it all in perspective, like she bookended the show. She
Mm-hmm.
practically opened it because it was pre-show one, and she bookended it with victories, like we just
Yep.
covered. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, that's insane.
Yep.
That's insane. Oh my god. So yeah, guys, that was 12 in review. I like that we didn't really overstay our welcome here. It was just under an hour. I God, if every episode could be like this, Christ.
Yeah. Really.
Um,
I also wanted to
yeah.
add. I want to just check really quick because there was a 5-star show on the 24th as well. Um. Okay, never mind. Suzu didn't compete on that show. It would have been crazy if Suzu won on that show too. But she competed on the day before that and won against Hazuki.
Okay.
And that was a great match
Yeah.
too. That was another really good match. But that was last week's set, so we did
Yeah.
react to it this week though, so you could kind of count it in that context. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Um, and yeah, that's just it, guys. Now we're on the road to at least stardom wise, November 18th, where Suzu gets her world title shot. I know it's got to be music to Javaris's ears. Um, and yeah, in the meantime, let me just pull up the October schedule. Just so I can tell you guys what's happening, because tomorrow is officially October 1st. Happy turn of the month, everybody. So, what we're looking at here, we actually don't have another recording until Tuesday, October 3rd at 10:30. We're going to be doing New Blood 11 live reactions. Should be great. Very excited for it. And so, yeah, we'll be seeing you guys then. Until then, be sure to leave a like if you file out, subscribe, click the bell icon notifications so you don't miss any of that 12 goodness. Check out everything we're involved in the description box. Follow us on Twitter and Twitch because we are the best wrestling podcast in all the IWC. And again, we will see you again Tuesday at 10:30 for New Blood 11 live reactions. Can't wait to see you guys there. And Monday, for all of you Discord members, be sure to join us during Monday Night Raw for games and chill. Should be a fun time. And yeah, all you football fans, enjoy Sunday football tomorrow. And everybody else, just have a great rest of your weekend. Tune in. Peace out.